Hey guys, GHAZZY TV here with another Path of Exile video. So, patch 3.15.0 D just made some extensive changes as they're tweaking and balancing the game. And in these changes, they're attending to a few things, such as actually making Reaper a playable build. Not great, not good, but playable. They made some insane changes to Absolution, but in this video, we're going to mostly be talking about why the hell they would buff Spectres in these patch notes. Let's just dive into it. I'm going to do this real quick. I don't want to make this video too long. Right. So I'm just going to touch on the minion stuffs. The changes on the Flask was really nice with the duration of the immunity if it has removed the debuff. It went from 1 second to 4, which is a really nice change. Other than that, we have these changes in here. Let's see. Reaper. I'm blind. Right there. There it is. So, Reaper got a cast time from 1 second down to 0.6. It's a 40% increased cast time on our faster cast time. This makes the Reaper ability functional, but not very good, not great, but it's going to be playable at least with this change. I'm not too happy about it. I was hoping they were going to remove it because there's already a cooldown on it, but you know, I think it's fine with this change. Blade Trap got some radius, which is pretty cool. Absolution went from, you know, they introduced a skill they thought would work, and then they felt the need to give it 429% increased damage or more damage. So that kind of feels that they had no idea what they were doing when they introduced it in the first place. The problem is that 429% more damage, if you take a quick calculation on this, that would be 5.29, multiplied by 3, because there's 3 minions. And then you multiply this with their amount of damage they're doing, and you end up with, well, I don't think it's enough. I think that there are other issues with Absolution. I think it will be playable. It's similar to Reaper. I think it will be playable, but not the greatest change, to be honest. This point here with the future that they're going to reevaluate bleed, poison, and ignite damages for penalties for all minions. This is the main reason why we don't do poison, bleed, ignite builds in these days with minions. I hope that once they fix this, we will finally be able to play poison and meat weapons. I'm very happy about that. So, to move on to the topic of this video, we're going to talk about what the fuck happened to Spectres. So, before we talk about it, just a quick note. The reason Spectres got buffed is kind of an indirect change to what they're doing. And minion builds in general, they abuse a series of different mechanics. So, when GGG are changing certain things in the game, it is very likely that it's going to affect minion builds to some degree in one way or another. In this case, we're looking at mana reservation. In the actual 3.15 patch notes for the launch, they buffed Unbound Ailments to a ridiculous amount of increased efficiency of non-damaging ailments, which is crazy in combination with Divergence as well, but Bone Chill and Skitterbots. So the way we've played Skitterbots with Bone Chill gives us an 18% shock effect with 16% chill. That's 34% increased damage taken. And this is stronger than a more damage multiplier, which is why it's so insane for cold converted minion builds. So with the changes to Unbound Ailments, would allow us to bring this up to 50% increased damage taken, which is absolutely brutal, and that's essentially worth the same value as 2 Bottle Faiths. The problem was there was a very heavy investment in terms of mana reservation because it was so expensive to reserve this. So the changes that happened in the patch notes was that Bone Chill went from 140% multiplier to 130 multiplier, and they changed Unbound Ailments from 140 down to 120. So what then happens to replicate this, because Path of Building is not updated, I changed the support chimps on the Skitterbots to something that will affect the reservation, to one that has a 120 multiplier and one that has a 130 multiplier, which is equivalent to the patch change that just kicked in. This puts us at a very comfortable unreserved mana, and we just gained 16% increased damage taken by the enemies, which is absolutely fucking disgusting. And the way to afford this is by speccing into the reduced reservation node, which is right next to Necromantic Gauges. 2 points gives us enough it gives us the same damage value as 2 Bottle Faiths, which is so crazy. And the amount of damage we get out of this, it's unreal. I have no idea how they're going to nerf and balance minions after this, because this exclusively affects cold converted minions, which has been the meta for a long time now. And I have no idea how they're going to balance this, because this is just ridiculous. They're nerfing everything, And then for some reason they just keep forgetting that, you know, there are actual good minion builds out there in the community, which is just going to abuse everything they do consistently. So I have no idea how they're going to balance this. So essentially the patch notes literally just buffed Spectres to an insane degree with 16% more damage taken by the enemies, which is, like I mentioned before, just an absolute shit fest, a shit show of damage that we're getting for the fair investment of 2 fucking skill points. It's so crazy. So that's what happened with the patch notes. That's why I've been going pretty crazy with that since I respec my Reaper into a Spectre build. Whew, boy, it's gonna be awesome. There's some other changes in here. I did only touched upon the minions mostly. If you guys want to pop your comments, what you feel about the changes, and if there's something you feel that they're lacking that they should change. From my personal perspective, I want them to either remove the increased mana cost or remove the mana cost entirely from the trigger craft, which already has the downside of a cooldown. I was hoping we were going to see something like that in patch notes. We didn't, so maybe later or maybe not at all. But let me know in the comments below what you guys feel about the changes. I will read them all later on. And yeah, that's about it. Hit the like button, subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay safe, keep rocking.